Let intention drive you. Stay humble. Love what you do.
Greetings. Only if I could, like, you know, the dancing emoji. Only if I could be that dancing emoji for like a second. Greetings everybody at home. My name is Anontabego Ntlantla Entle Sisonke Shabangu, and we're back again. It's a Friday, my favorite day of the week, and I get to do what I love. I suck at celebrating wins. So when I reached 100 subs, I literally kept on looking at the analytics and I'm like, what? We had 100, we had 100. I'm like, I was like, yo, damn, actually, I didn't know how to celebrate. And now I think we're at 120 or something, I don't know. But I just want to say hi to all the new subscribers. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the contents that I have and whatever else. Like, I thank you so much, and I hope we're gonna grow as the YouTube family. Genuinely hope that we're gonna grow and become bigger and bigger. So today, to celebrate the 100 subs, reaching 100 subs, I decided to ask a couple of people in my life to basically do like a questions that they would like to ask me. So this is like a Q&A. Okay, so here goes nothing. So first question is, who or what is your inspiration? Who, what? Okay, I think it's more of a what question for me. And what my inspiration is the fact that I'm still alive. Like, for me, the fact that I'm still here, I'm still breathing, it means I'm not done with my mission on earth. It means I still have, I'm not done with my purpose, I'm not done with my calling. So that keeps me going. Yeah, that inspires me to do even more, dream even bigger. Yeah, basically. What is your favorite book? This is a nice one. I'm an avid reader. I'm quite the reader. Like, if you are in my close circle, you probably know that I'm quite the reader. I'm a bookworm. So a friend of mine and I once had this chat. So this friend of mine doesn't like self-help books. And then, because we're both Christians, then I was like, but then one person would argue and say the Bible is a self-help book, because everything that I've read in any self-help book, the Bible also has. And then this friend replied and said, well, then the Bible is the only self-help book I would recommend. So the Bible is my favorite book. And that is basically it. I think it also comes from something that happened when I was in grade 9. So you know that in grade 9, I don't know where you're watching this from, but in South Africa, when you're doing grade 9, you have to choose subjects for your 10th grade, right? So I had to choose, I was also stuck in that little, you know, predicament, and I had to choose subjects, and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? I wasn't one of those kids who'd always known, would say, hey, this is what I want to do. My mind would change almost every 2-3 years. So in 9th grade, I was talking to my mom about, yo, I don't know what subjects I need to choose, and blah blah blah. And my mom said to me, read your Bible and it'll tell you what subjects to choose. I was puzzled. I was genuinely puzzled, because since when does the Bible have anything to do with physical sciences, accounting, and maths and all of that? Then mom went on to say the Bible has every answer that you need. I was really puzzled. I was genuinely puzzled. But as time went on, as life progressed, I've come to know that the Bible actually does have every answer that you need. Maybe it won't really tell you that do physics or history or what, but it will definitely like give you instructions that will lead you to the ultimate answer to whatever question that you're asking. So the Bible is my favorite book. What is your favorite Bible verse? My favorite Bible verse, I've got quite an I've got a lot, but I think I'll have to go with 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and that is the love scripture, the way of love, from verse 1 to verse 4, or verse 7, from verse 1. Yeah, I think, yeah, that for me is my favorite scripture, because I'm a big believer in love. I believe in love. I believe in loving wholeheartedly. I believe in doing everything that you do with love. I believe in love. And I believe that love is the answer, man. Like, love is the answer to everything. Okay, to you, Siso, what is happiness? If you asked me this question, if you asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have probably spoken about a career, probably spoken about maybe a certain amount in my bank account. I would have probably said something about a house, material possessions, I don't know. But with growing up, you get to see things differently. So happiness to me, it's something that Brene Brown once said. She said that we overlook the simple moments in life every day. And I'm paraphrasing, just so you know. We overlook the simplest moments, the simple moments in life, whilst we're chasing the big moments. And when something happens, when something bad happens, when something terrible, something that you can't go back and fix happens, all we want is the simple moment, you know. When someone has passed on, all we want is to hear them say hello. All we want is to, you know, laugh with them, you know. So with that really just gave me insights, a lot of insights. So I think happiness for me is knowing that everyone around me is okay. Like, not that their life is going well or everything is great, but knowing that they are just okay is enough. Because being good today is different from being good tomorrow. So I don't want them to be good, I just want them to be okay. So yeah, that is happiness for me. So that was the first person. Shout out to her. The next question from now another. This is like a different batch of 5 questions, because I asked I wanted 5 questions from each person. How do you remain positive and motivated all the time? Firstly, I'm not positive and motivated all the time. Please do not do not be fooled into thinking that I'm positive and motivated all the time. Well, maybe I am positive all the time, but I'm definitely not motivated all the time. Hey man, I think with positivity, it's just knowing that there'll be better days. Like, there'll be, even if you're currently experiencing what you think are your better days, I genuinely believe there's still more than that. So even if I'm going through like whatever, even if it's, and I always ask myself this question, I always ask myself, what is this teaching me? What is this trying to teach me? What is the lesson I must take from it? Even if it's like a loss, if I'm catching it now, or I'm always just trying to learn. I'm always trying to learn from everything. And that also changes the narrative, whatever narrative I might have about the situation that I'm going through at that moment. But yeah, I just believe that there'll be better days. There'll just be better days. And I'm not always motivated. I have lazy days. And I'm just there like, okay, what are we doing again today? Why are we doing it? But yeah, that's what's up. Okay, so, and the next question is, what do you do to keep your relationship with God stable? Firstly, I have to say, it's a team effort. I think it's a team effort. I genuinely think it's a team effort. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there was a time in my life where my prayer life was rocky, you know, where my relationship with God was rocky. But I strongly believe that the people that I have in my life always take me back to God. So I think that's like the first thing to highlight. And I pray every day. Like I said, there was a time when things were rocky and I didn't pray. Sometimes I'd forget and pray only on Sundays at church. And yeah, life, like it's life has seasons. I think it took me deciding, oh, it's okay, no ways, my guy. We need to do this with intention. We need to do this wholeheartedly. I'm a big believer also in not half-assing things. I don't want to do anything in drips and drabs. So I just said to myself, no, we have to do this. We have to do this wholeheartedly, or we're not gonna do it at all. And like I said, it's also just a team effort. By team effort, I mean my friends. There's a friend of mine that you'd find us just driving around in a car, and then he plays gospel music. And then we start now talking about God's goodness. We start talking about, all the things that have been happening in our lives, all of that. So it's like those little things. It's having people, being surrounded by people who always take you back to God, who always encourage you and inspire you to seek God. So I have a lot of those people in my life, and I'm so grateful for them. And I think, actually, I know they make me a better believer. Yeah. But also, I just love God, and I'm just so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful for His goodness and His love and His grace in my life. And I seek Him wholeheartedly, and I want to be found in Him more than anything else. Like, if you want me, I want you to find God, find God in the journey of wanting me. And by wanting me, I don't mean wanting me romantically or whatever, no. But I just mean, even if you want to work with me, I also want you in the process to know God. And I want to reflect God's love, and I want to reflect God's goodness. And yeah, man. Okay, let's go to the next one. What are your biggest do's and don'ts when it comes to your friendships? Can I start with don'ts? I'm just gonna talk about one do, one don't. I want to start with don'ts. Don't ask your friends like personal questions. Don't ask them. Don't ask your friends questions. Let them talk to you. Let them tell you. With my friends, I don't. Okay, actually, I'm gonna do two do's and two don'ts. Let's say, for instance, there is this one tweet that I saw. I think I'm also just gonna rephrase. It said, finding out about your friends' wins on social media, and then you see we're not actually friends or whatever. I generally feel like with my friends, I don't ask them what's going on in their lives. I'm gonna ask you, how are you doing? How is work? How is school? And all of those questions. And if you don't tell me something, and perhaps I'm gonna hear, let's say we have mutual friends, and then I'm gonna hear whatever from another friend of ours about you, maybe in passing. It's this person, oh man, she's moving to another city, she got, like, I'm not gonna ask you. I'm not gonna be like, dude, you're moving. No, I genuinely believe, because this is my thing. This is my thing with my friends. I've got different friendships with all of them, and I might be going through something right now, and not tell this person this, and not tell this one friend, because I don't know, maybe because we're not talking at that moment, or because we angazi. But I definitely tell my friends information in drips and drabs. So I also don't ask them. Like, a friend of mine once said something, and this was probably the most precise description, you know, of like who I am as a person. A friend of mine said, "Hey, Ernest, so you only tell us what's happening in your life. Usinikezela are my highlights. It's never the full story." I'm big on moving in silence. Like, I am very big on moving in silence, and it's not even like silence, but I find it hard to share certain things about myself. And that's because I believe life is meant to be experienced. And then I'm going to tell you, like, after. I'm going to tell, even if it's like 3 months after or a year later. I'm terrible. But don't ask your friends questions. Like, don't ask them any personal questions. If someone doesn't want to tell you, if someone wants to tell you something, they'll tell you eventually. And if they don't want to tell you, they won't tell you. Like, I feel like we have this mentality, Yogoti, we deserve to know every little thing that's going on in our friend's life, and that's not true. So if your friend hasn't told you anything, don't ask. Do not ask. There's a friendship of mine that I love. Like, this is a friendship group. Like, this is my clique. It's 3 of us. Like, we went to high school together and everything. Like, it's literally just 3 of us. We even have a group. What happens is we're all close in different ways. Like, individually now, we're all close in different ways. And when I meet up with one of these ladies, because yeah, it's all girls, when I meet up with one of these ladies, you'll never ever hear us talking about the other friend. Like, you'll never. So that's the second thing. Don't talk about your other friends if they're not there. Like, don't talk about your other friends in their absence. Don't do that. So I generally think that, yeah, those are like my 2 don'ts. Okay, so I'm back with the do's. So much has happened from the time I did the don'ts, and now I'm doing the do's. Okay, the 2 do's that I have. So the first is love your friend in their love language. And what do I mean by this is, know like how your friend wants to be loved and love them exactly that way, and vice versa. I have a friend of mine with so many friends, and I love them all to bits. I've got a friend of mine whose love language is quality time, and I didn't understand it. I think he's the one person who taught me actually that if you don't love a person using their love language, no matter what you will try and do, and it won't hit them the right way, you know. They won't really get to see like their value. They won't get to see how much you appreciate them. They won't get to see how much you love them until you actually love them using their love language. So for his birthday, what I did was I decided to take time out from everything that I do in my life, and we spent the whole day together. We had breakfast, we played games, we literally just spent like time together the entire day. And that was such a huge thing for him, and I think he treasures it so much and he appreciates it so much. So I learned that. The second do is listen. Like, literally listen to your friends when they speak. You learn so much about people and from people when all you do is listen, and not listen to respond, but listen to just know the person. Like, listen with genuine interest, listen to know more, discover more. Yeah, like, I think the details in someone are found in the little stories, like the little unimportant stories that you know, whether it be about their childhood, something that happened in their childhood, something that, I don't know, but just listen. So those are my 2's do's, and the don'ts as well. I was still reading. What are your biggest challenges in life right now? To be honest, I don't know. Like I said earlier on, whatever lesson or whatever situation that I'm currently going through, I try as much as I can to just learn from it. But I think my biggest challenge right now is that I want to move. I want to leave home. I want to move to another province. And the challenge with that is the fact that I don't really know anyone. They find I know people there, but I can't just expect someone to open their like arms and accommodate me and all of that. So like those are the biggest challenges with regards to the finances, like the financial side of things. How do I handle that, and how do I keep myself going for at least 3 months? 3 months, and then yeah, sustaining myself. So I guess that's the biggest challenge. Genuinely, I don't even know how much I've recorded. I don't know. But Sizobona Pambi, why do you love ice cream so much? So for those who don't know me personally, I'm a huge ice cream fan. Huge ice cream fan. I love ice cream because I think from the moment I was born, well, not moment I was born, but from like the first few days of my life, I bonded with ice cream. So I think that's where the connection began. When I was born, I weighed 2 kilograms, so my mom couldn't bath me in the normal thingy, the normal bathtub, the baby bathtub, Indish, bath, I don't know, yeah. So instead, she used a 2-liter ice cream tub to bath me. So I think that's where the connection began. However, she also raised me with the belief that ice cream heals everything. Ice cream makes you feel better. So ekaya, when you're sick as a child, you would eat ice cream. Vanilla ice cream to be precise. And hence vanilla ice cream is my favorite flavor. And yeah, that's where my bond with ice cream began. Okay, so we're in the last batch of questions now, like my last 5 questions. Hopefully I am going to be fast. When are you featuring your boyfriend on your channel? We don't do boyfriends here, we do husbands. So when someone becomes my husband, they'll definitely be featured in my channel. Hoping that they'll be willing. I'd like to think that they'd be willing to be featured on my channel. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm very protective of my space. I'm very protective. There's certain things that I just genuinely want to protect, and my YouTube channel is one of those, because I really want to keep it for a very long time. So introducing a boyfriend is not it for me, but a husband, yeah, definitely, I'm open to that. Which year was the most difficult for you? So when I got this question, I thought about this for like a second. I was like, different in what way? So if you're gonna talk about mentally and emotionally challenging, or perhaps like my mental health and all of those things, I would say 2015. I did a video with Ubongsi about our schooling years, and I was in matric at that time. So 2015 was pretty difficult for me. I got depressed, and I wasn't aware. I'd experience extreme highs, and I'd experience equally like extreme lows. So in terms of mental health, and yeah, definitely 2015. But in terms of my life setup as a whole, I would say 2019 was a really challenging year for me, and like in terms of my personal growth and achieving things, I feel like 2019 was a really stagnant year for me. And like we might say it's not about achieving, it's not about, but actually it is about achieving. Like it is about growing and taking a step forward with regards to whatever, be it financially, be it emotionally, be it spiritually, be it whatever. So in 2019, I was literally just, everything was on hold, and everything just, yeah, to such an extent, the way that my life was set up in a crazy way, in such a way that I remember this one argument I had with my mom. I didn't want to go to church. I stopped going to church in 2019. Like I literally stopped going to church. Like I said, my prayer life, my spiritual life has been rocky. So I said to my mom, we had like an argument. It's actually funny how she also got me to go back to God like that. Man, shout outs to moms, man. I love her, and I don't think I tell her enough. I don't tell her at all. But I'd like to think that she knows. So she said to me, oh, the brief argument. I said to her, Ma, they're trying to tame us. Like, they're trying to tame us at church, Ma. You know, they're trying to control us. And she looked at me. She was so mad at me. And I was also like, when I say I'm not doing something, or when I say I'm doing something, I do it wholeheartedly. So she knows. I believe she knows. And she knows that I don't do things for the sake of doing them, for the sake of making people happy. I genuinely do things because I want to do them. So I was like, no, Ma, they're taming, Ma. Like, Evangel, they're best tame, Ma. And she kept quiet. And she, I remember it was a Sunday that day. She asked me, why am I not going to church? And I said, they're taming us, Ma. You know, they're trying to control us. Silly me. And she just looked at me and continued. And I don't know, man. I think about, like, she's a wise woman, I have to say, because she really just kept quiet and kept moving. Like, she just kept her business going, yeah, and she didn't pay attention to me and my, you know, my theories. So yeah, 2019, in terms of setup, it was definitely challenging, but in terms of mental health and emotional health, it was 2015. Okay, when are you getting a tattoo of my name? Never. I'm never tattooing anybody's name. Never. What tattoo I want is a tattoo of my wedding ring. I want to tattoo my wedding ring, but I feel like that's not a personal decision. Like, that's not a decision I can make alone. But I don't know, man. I just feel like I think rings are overrated. Angas, diamonds, I don't know, man. I think it's overrated. So I'd like to tattoo my wedding ring and just, yeah, keep it forever. I once said this in at school. This is like years ago, 6 years ago or something. I can't remember. And then someone asked me, it was like, what if you guys get divorced? It's like, hey, even if you get divorced, man, it still remains that we were once a solid item. We once wanted forever with each other. So I'd like to tattoo my wedding ring. And yeah. Who is your favorite person in the photography industry and why? My favorite photographer is Justice Mukeli. And if you don't know Justice Mukeli, trust me, you've watched so much of his work on television, because he is also a commercial director. So he does ads as well. He's my favorite photographer because he's such an authentic soul. Like, he's such an authentic soul, and he's so humble. Plus, the work that he does resonates with me so much. He is all about telling the real story. He's all about love. He's all about humility and hope. And I love that. I genuinely love that, because that's also what I'm about. And if you are a creative, I don't know about the corporate world. I would love to say something about it, but let me just speak about the creatives. What happens is you try to find your voice. Like, in the pursuit of finding your voice, you have to sort of find someone who's going to be a reference point for you. I know for rappers, it can be the likes of J. Cole, it can be the likes of Jay-Z, it can be whatever, Kendrick Lamar. But with photographers, for me, it is definitely Justice Mukeli. He is my reference point. I remember the first time I saw his work, it was in 2018 in a magazine from the Louis Awards. And the moment I saw that picture, that photo, I was like, I want to make work like this. Like his photos speak to you. Oh my goodness, I can't, like, please go check his work out on Instagram. So he is definitely my inspiration, and that is because it is not even about his work, like the final results, the end product, but it is about the process and the way in which he approaches his work. For me, that speaks volumes, and for me, it touches my soul. And he's such an authentic person, so that makes it even way better. So for the last question, this is the last question. Why do you sleep in pajamas? What else should I be sleeping in? Imagine now you say something happens to me in my sleep. Like, imagine something happens to me in my sleep and my family has to, I don't know, save me, and people come through my door and boom, I'm naked. So yeah. And also, why it's pajamas, because I just want to be coordinated, man. I don't know, I believe in coordination, I believe in being organized. So even in my sleep, I have to be organized. I feel like this video is really long, but I think it's worth it. I don't know, I think it's worth it. I definitely enjoyed filming it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. So that's it from me. I started recording this video, it was 3 p.m, but now it's 5 p.m. Those are all the distractions that I had in between. I had to be a big sister, I had to be a daughter, I had to be all while trying to be a YouTuber. Thank you so much for watching my content. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you learned something from me. All I want to do is really create value and bring value to other people's lives. And I'm a firm believer in hope, healing, and love. Like, those are the three things that I truly stand for. Like I said, I believe that tomorrow will be better. And I strongly believe in doing everything that we do with love, in love. And I strongly believe also in healing. We can't be the best version of ourselves if we do not want to confront the parts of ourselves that are weak, the part of ourselves that need confrontation, the part of ourselves that needs healing. So yeah, man, just wishing you all a weekend filled with love, with endless laughter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, commenting, liking my content. Please don't stop. I want to grow. I have a bigger vision for this channel, and we definitely gonna have part 2 of this video. So if you have any questions, please do write them in the comment section. And yeah, that's it from me.